Sure.
Yeah, very good evening to you, DeVaré. Thank you very much for coming on the show and talking to our listeners.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, modern girl. As a matter of fact, I didn't say it, so I'm gonna say it now. Thank you for having me too, Mr. Lee. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to make the link and to obviously promote good music. I mean, I'm a big fan of Lovers Rock, you know. I play mostly Lovers Rock on my show, so it's nice to have that link with you, DeVaré. Um,
Yeah, man.
I'd just like to say that I really do like your song, Diamond in the Rough. It's a song that everyone who's had trouble along their journey can relate to. So could you tell our listeners your personal experiences behind this song?
Um, the inspiration behind that song was found on the way home on a plane one day, and it's a general feeling that when the island comes into view, if anyone that is from Jamaica ever traveled and get to sit at a window seat when the island comes into view, it's an amazing feeling. It's hard to describe, but it's that feeling in your gut, like, man, I'm going home. It's a going home feeling, right? So the inspiration to write the song, the line "Diamond in the Rough" came from that. As looking down on my island, I was like, man, I can't wait to be home and to do things that you do when you're home, right? But the idea that you mentioned earlier, that people can relate, that is the amazing thing that I found myself with, right? That's the talent I found myself with. That whenever I get inspired to write a song, it doesn't necessarily interpret immediately as something that even me can grasp or understand, because it's almost like I'm a conveyor belt, or like I'm a vessel,
Yeah.
and I'm bringing something, and it's afterwards that I come to realize the power of what I just did. So when I'm in that moment, I'm in a zone, right, and I'm putting this together and I'm writing it down. It's not something I'm reading and trying to correct. It just flows.
Yeah.
And when it's done, then to me, and I use this term a lot, it's like a greeting card.
But
So I see
it's
myself
inspiration, isn't
as the
it?
vessel to bring this thing through. That's
See.
how that song came about, and that's why it can relate like that.
Okay.
So, yes then, DeVaré, do you come from a musical background? I mean, do you have any people in your family that are musical?
Yes, my talent is hand me down. I first actually realized I could sing when I said to Mr. Lee earlier, it's from inception. It's ever since I was a kid. I was always singing, but it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue. I never saw it as how to put food on the table. It was just something that was always, a song is always in my heart.
A passion.
I grew up in church, and so my mother sang. My mother was choir director. My mother is where the music came from, and I think her mother also. So it came down the bloodline in that way, but there were never anyone commercially. There was never anyone in my family that
Okay.
depended on music for a living, no.
See.
But it was always there, like, like a part of the household.
Okay then, so like what connections do you I understand like that you're in between Jamaica and the US, so what connections do you have in the US there, DeVaré, sorry.
The oddest thing about lovers rock music is that I personally find that it's not a big deal here. It's dance hall that is. But for the established artists, it's odd because like Barris comes here just about every year around Valentine's season, somewhere around there. And there are other artists that come here too. Freddie McGregor lives in South Florida where I live. And let me just plug this in. I migrated to the United States a long time ago, like 1988. And so this is home. But when I started to deal with music on a commercial level, I found something in Jamaica that's different. And that something is authenticity, right? And so I go there for it. I only record in Jamaica. I don't record anyplace else. And I use live music, and the feel that I get from the live music with a person that plays by ear versus someone who is formally trained, it's a completely different feel altogether. And that's what marries my words to music. That's how it worked for me in that sense.
Okay, DeVaré, have you got your own producers or a studio that you go to in Jamaica?
Yes, I do. I own a studio in Jamaica, for one. And for two, I did some searching and I found me a producer. And for the time being, that's who I'm going to rock with because I have a tendency to work the other way around from most singers, right? They would hear a beat and it would open up their ears and they would work on the beat as far as the lyrics are concerned. It doesn't really work that way for me. Mine come in a different manner.
Okay.
Mine comes and I hear the rhythm in my head. I don't play an instrument, so I can't play it on an instrument to say this is what I want. But the voice, the human voice is an amazing thing. It can make just about any sound. So I get together with a keyboard player or a guitarist or whatever, and that's how we write the music to marry to the song.
Okay,
so you see, my method is slightly different. So that's a part of the reason why I go there, and that's a part of the reason why it's important to have my own space so my own creativity could shine through along with whomever is working out the chords and such for me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we need that space where we can, when we finish what we're doing, it's what I was hearing in my head all along, and it doesn't change into something else.
Yeah, I hear that. So, how are you coping with all the lockdown business with the government?
Back in February, I went home to release the album that's upcoming.
Yeah.
And when the lockdown started, I think it majorly started in the U.S. and the conditions in Europe were not very good. So I could see it coming. But the thing is, I couldn't get off the island. But I kind of just stepped back.
Yeah.
For safety's sake, I stepped back. This thing was new. We were trying to understand it, and so I focused on safety first. That basically locked down any forward movement. Now time has passed. It's a little bit more clear as to what we're up against, and the precautions are a little bit more clear as to what we can do to protect ourselves. So at this time, at this moment right now, you asked me earlier, do I have an album out? Yes, I do, and I have another one that's almost complete. We've got 2 songs left. I am scheduled to be back in Jamaica working on those 2 songs in the very, very, very near future. Okay. I can almost reach out and touch it. And then we would love to do the release of the album for around the Christmas time. That album is called Reflections. And when I say reflections, it's actually left to the imagination as to reflections of what. So I'm going to actually say it now from my perspective. It's reflections of how it used to be. So that album is a cover album. Every song on there is a cover. But those covers are not patterned like the song. If you hear, like, take for instance, I covered Little Green Apples, right? The Dennis Brown classic, Little Green Apples. He covered it too. And I covered it in a way that's so different that when you first hear the song, you will not know it's Little Green Apples. It's not until I open my mouth and sing the first line that you actually know that's the song when you first meet that song. So that's what we aimed to do. Take every cover and own it and literally
put
make it a DeVaré song.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's really bad what's going on in Jamaica right now with all the floods and the rain and the storms.
Yeah, I do. And the thing is, because I'm in Jamaica so often, for me, it's not as surprising. This is a natural thing that happens on just about every island that's mountainous and has rivers and stuff. So, you know, it might be shocking to a lot of people around the world, but to me, it's not. It's status quo. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you live in a mountainous island, whenever torrential type rains come, this is going to happen, period. If you're not prepared for it, it's not wise. You know what I mean? It would almost be like you're not wearing your seatbelt when you're driving. You know? So it's like that, in my head anyway.
Right then, DeVaré, we're going to play one of your tunes called Little Green Apple. Would you like to introduce it for us?
Absolutely. This song goes out to all the people who actually believe in their someone. They really believe in their someone and know that what they got is a good thing. Here comes Little Green Apples by DeVaré.
Oh, I wake up in the morning with my hair down in my eyes, and she says hi. As I stumble to the breakfast table while the kids were going off to school, goodbye. She reaches out, take my hand, squeezes it and says, and as I look across her smiling lips, it warms my heart to see my morning sun. If that's not loving me, then all I've got to say, Jah didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. There's no such thing as Dr. Seuss, Disneyland or Mother Goose, ain't no nursery rhyme. Jah didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. And when my strength is feeling low, I look upon her face aglow, and it eases my mind. Sometimes I call her up at home, knowing she's busy. I ask her to get away and meet me for a bite to eat. She stopped what she's doing, knowing I'm always late. She sits waiting patiently, smile when she first sees me, 'cause she's made that way. If that's not loving me, then all I've got to say is Jah didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. There's no such thing as Dr. Seuss, Disneyland or Mother Goose, ain't no nursery rhyme. Jah didn't make.
Yeah, so what a good tune there from DeVaré, Little Green Apple it's called. For more information, you can contact his manager, who is Natalie Osborne, at skyvoicerecords@gmail.com.
I look upon her face aglow, and it eases my mind. Jah didn't make the little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime.
Yeah, what a tune there, DeVaré. You know, very good remake of the song Little Green Apple.
Thank you. To hear that totally fills my soul. You know, I always say to people, the greatest reward from me for music is to have someone who actually knows music, who stands to gain absolutely nothing by telling me something that's not true, say to me that I did well. That's like the greatest achievement for me right there.
Of course.
I mean, it's been sung by a number of people, but I think that your version of it is very good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'd like to ask you, DeVaré, that the original songs that you've written yourself, are they? Do they come from like the relationships that you've had with, you know, your own experiences, like with women or?
You know what? Absolutely not. I'm going to tell you a secret. Mr. Lee, are you listening?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
My first song that I ever wrote was written in a double-decker bus in London, England. Can you believe that?
Wow. Okay.
No, the answer is no. I usually am a very good observer, and what I find is that the interpretation from an inspiration is not necessarily with regard to what you think it is. If it's inspiration, like take for instance, the inspiration behind the first song I ever wrote there in London was me watching two opposite scenes happen like in the very same minute, I guess. One of them was so worrisome and the other one was about someone showing compassion to another person. And it's like the second one just threw me for a loop, and it made me like almost angry inside, and I separated myself from the crowd at the lower level of the bus, and I went upstairs. And what I saw when I went upstairs was two people making out like, man, like they were in a private room, yeah?
Wow.
So when I saw this, I was like, wow, those two downstairs are going to kill each other, and these two upstairs are killing each other with it, you know? And it's like, it made me homesick for a moment. And as I was feeling that, that's when the inspiration came, and I grabbed pen and paper and I wrote down how I felt. Then I gave it to someone to read it because I never read it. And they said to me that I'm a liar. And I said, why? They said, you said you can't write. And I was like, I can't. It's like, well, how do I know that you wrote these lyrics because you're homesick? And I was like, oh, snap. I guess I do have something that I didn't know that I had, you know, and that's when I really dedicated myself to say, okay, for the rest of my life, I will always pursue the avenues to bring this thing that's inside of me out to the world. Yeah. That's how it went for me. So that is how it bases itself. And it might interpret as a love song, but it's not necessarily a love song always, you know, necessarily between a man and a woman or whatever. It could be just me saying, Mr. Lee, what some other man wants to say but can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel me?
Of course.
And some other person, it doesn't have to be a man, a woman, whatever. It's just what some other person cannot bring out of themselves. It's just there in that way to say, okay, well, like a greeting card. I could sign this greeting card and make it look like that's basically what I wanted to say because it is, you know, like that.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? What was you doing on a double-decker bus in London?
Okay, so I got invited to, basically you could call it audition back in 2006. I got invited to audition because someone was on vacay here in the US, right? And I was walking around pushing a shopping cart and singing. As I said before, song is always in my heart. So I'm singing and this guy is checking me out. And I'm like, why is this dude checking me out? I'm not gay. You know, go about your business. So he had the nerve, I guess he built up the nerve to actually approach me and say, you got a nice voice. And I was like, okay, thanks. And it's like, well, you know, you could come to England and that. And I'm sitting there going, this dude is inviting me to come to England. He must be out of his mind. So for about 4 months or so, I pondered this whole thing, and I pondered and I pondered and I pondered and I sat and I thought and I pondered. And then I said, you know what? Get some guts. Do it. And so I set it up and I went. And so it's a far place. Okay, there's a train that goes to Seven Sisters. I can't tell you exactly. So you have to get off of that train and get on another train. It's like Golden Grove, or it's a far way out of the city. Yeah. And I was taking the bus on this day to go to the studio because I wanted to see the countryside. I didn't want to just fly by in a train. I had so much time on my hands, and I wanted to see the city. So I went and I figured out how to take the underground and how to take the bus, and that's how I ended up on the double-decker bus.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. You know, you're in a place, and if you don't step out of the house and go explore, you just, basically you was never really there. You was just in a house, you know, like that.
Yeah. So have you got a set date for your release of your album?
I am working on December. No set date, but a set month. Absolutely. I would love to see it come out by the first or the second week of December so we can catch the Christmas season, going into the Christmas season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, DeVaré, your debut single, "This Your Love Is Here to Stay," I understand has been had tremendous airplay both in Jamaica and South Florida.
Yes, it has been around a little bit. Actually, you know, this ties back into what you asked me about inspiration. The thing about humankind is that there are some of us, right, that just have to fight. We're just warriors. We just have to fight. And so that song covers those. It covers the haters and the bad mind. But the core act of this song is to say that, listen, once your resolve has been sealed on where it is and what it is that you want, make it so. Don't be wishy-washy. Don't let somebody come tell you tomorrow some foolishness, and the next thing you know, you're not in love with this person anymore, or you're not going to pursue this career anymore, or you're not going to whatever. Once you fall in love, and this is also with you, meet you in the mirror, fall in love with that person, and make that love stay for the rest of your life, because that's the only person that's going to be with you forever is you. Yeah. So it's kind of like encompassing. You remember what you said earlier, right, Modern Girl? It's like you look at life and say, whatever it is that comes,
yeah,
I make the decision to be here, and so it is going to be me being here. That's it. Period. No wishy-washy, no up and down, no in and out, nothing. That's
100, 100. Trust me.
That's good. So we're going to move on then and play your tune, This Your Love Is Here to Stay. And it will be available on all platforms, iTunes, SoundCloud, all digital formats.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
People are gonna talk about this love that we found, and other people gonna try to get you down, but I don't care what people say. I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play, 'cause this your love is here to stay. Oh, I don't care what people say. To talk will always have something to say, and it don't matter what you do, they gonna talk anyway. Some of them wanna run off your mouth. You're my girl, are you run the route? So step up and go and flaunt your clout, and if them come into your yard, just run them out. 'Cause I don't care what people say, I'm gonna love you. And all the haters gonna hate, that's what haters do. So all the hate they gonna hate, don't let it get to you. They gonna do what they wanna do, so just do what pleases you. Long as you know your love is true, I won't leave, I'm gonna stay right here with you. 'Cause I don't care what people say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play, 'cause this your love is here to stay. No, I don't care what people say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play, 'cause this your love is here to stay. People are gonna talk about this love that we found, and all the people gonna try to get you down, but I don't care what people say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play, 'cause this your love is here to stay. No, I don't care what people say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play, 'cause this your love is here to stay. Oh, I don't care what people say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play, 'cause this your love is here to stay. No, I don't care what people say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play, 'cause this your love is here to stay.
So, DeVaré, you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Yeah, so, me and Modern Girl was talking. Is there some country and western influence in some of your songs?
I'm sure you
I'm
heard me,
giving you a
DeVaré.
round
I'm
of
sure you
applause
heard
for
me.
that one. I am.
Yeah, man.
That's a part of the root, Mr. Lee.
See.
It's a part of the root. I grew up in an era, right, when on Wednesday night there was country music for about 3 hours. Minimum 2 hours. I don't remember exactly how long. And so classic R&B, country, and lovers rock or rock steady music
Okay.
was what got my attention growing up. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think as an authentic person, it's a part of what's in my DNA. That feel that you get right there, yes, it's absolutely so. You did not miss that one by not even an inch, Mr. Lee. You nailed it, man.
See. Yeah, I could feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could hear it. Yeah, I'm sure you heard me, DeVaré, when the music was on. I did say that it had a Dolly Parton influence, but obviously I was saying that in a nice kind of way. You know, obviously because you're over there in America, you're bound to have the feel of that type of music.
Yes, and not only that I'm here, it also is a part of, there is an old radio type called a transistor radio with a long antenna. You pull that extended antenna up, right? So we used to go and find a good spot to listen, and shortwave was one of the forms that we could hear radio out of South Florida.
Yeah.
We could hear radio from here in Jamaica because we were up high enough, right? And so me and my brother and these other two brothers were friends, and we would clamber to the light pole because, like, underneath the light pole, or if you attach the antenna to the ground wire that comes down off the light pole, we thought that it extended our length of antenna. But whatever we could do every evening, like especially Sunday evenings, we would clamber around the radio right there and listen and try to emulate these greats from back in the day.
Okay.
So it was a big deal for us, and that's how we stayed out of trouble. It was with music. Yeah. And that's how it was in the old days. So I guess that just kind of like just embedded itself into my existence, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's a big part of it.
Of course. So before we wrap up the show, DeVaré, is there anybody you want to give a big shout out to?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I want to thank both of you again. Big shout out to Mr. Lee. Big shout out to DJ Modern Girl for having me on your platform. I really appreciate it. There are a few people that are always around. I consider these people my team, okay? Big up Natalie Sky Voice. Big up yourself. You don't know, that's the bonnet to my client. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You have Christine Rendell who listens. She's like my shadow. She don't go nowhere. Okay? She is always right there.
Yeah, bless up yourself, Natalie and Christine.
All right. You have Singer Ira, which is a fellow musician. And here's the thing, right? You got a lot of entertainers out there that won't live in love and harmony. Them love the war thing.
Yeah.
We intend to show that this is not us. We are going to show, even if the youth them don't want to follow, we still have to show them that look here, man. You can live in a love, man. It's not everybody's gonna like everybody, but you don't have to be at each other's throats all the time.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So you don't know, big up yourself, Singer Ira. George Prophet, another great musician, same way, big up yourself. A young man accompanied the game named Aaron Matic, big up yourself, brother. You don't know, and every time you remember your name for short you out still, but you don't know it, I forget in the mix at times. Saying, I'm a shepherd.
I'm
Yeah, the one and only Imar.
And all of the people that you don't hear me call the name, Marie San, let me tell you, she's always where I'm at, no matter what. Right? There's other people there, like I said, I can't think of every name, I can't remember every name, and plus time won't allow, but for every single person, every single one who has ever took the time to listen, has ever took the time to say good job or whatever it is you have to say. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Lee, guess what me I know? Big up on me haters them too. No don't know now on the job, go on the job here.
You don't know, King.
Yeah,
you
man,
don't know.
Start go.
Yeah.
And for all the people, the ones that take the time out, like I said, to support me, you are appreciated.
Yeah, man. For real.
Yeah, so bless up the DeVaré family. I'm sure there's plenty of you out there. Obviously, for our listeners as well and other people that are tuned in tonight, if you want to listen to DeVaré's tunes, and head over to iTunes, SoundCloud, all digital format stores.
Yeah, man, respect every time.
Yeah, man, respect
you
our
guys
man
stay
as the
safe, all right?
Yeah,
One
man,
love.
give thanks. Bless up, King. Later, yeah?
All right.
I respect.
Yeah, man, cool.
Yeah, bless up yourself, Singer Irie. Man like George Prophet, big yourself up. Big up all the Essence Radio family. Fats just got in, we've seen you on camera.
For someone like you to hold on to, and though I've been real close, it's like I never could break through.
Yeah, big up Stefan and Vonner. Sorry to hear about the Charlie dog. Love that dog to bits, man. Thinking of you all.
That's for sure. Till like a diamond you came shining straight through that door. Now I'm secure, 'cause all my life I've been through changes, and the road has been rough, really rough. All my life I've been through changes, and the way has been tough, really tough. I've only dreamed one day I would find that diamond in the rough, Lord. One day I'll find that diamond in the rough. Some say dreams don't come true, and so they don't plan. No, they don't plan. You see, changes after changes make it so hard to understand.
Yeah, bless up yourself, Natalie. Great interview there from DeVaré. Thank you so much for all your hard work, sending all the information and songs over. It's, you know, people like yourself that make the artist, you know, in their own right. So, you know, take blessings from everybody for what you do, Natalie. You're doing a great job.
All my life I've been through changes, and the road has been rough, really tough. All my life I've been through changes, and the way has been tough, really tough. I only dreamed one day I would find that diamond in the rough. Oh, I only dreamed one day I would find that diamond in the rough. Oh, all my life I've been through changes, and the road has been rough, really rough. All my life I've been through changes, and the way has been tough, really tough.
Yeah, what a tune there from DeVaré. I mean, a lot of people can relate to the lyrics in that song. You know, if you've had a rough time, you know, things will change for you in the future, so keep it real.
Hey, it's Mitch again. Go tell your friend. Oh, everywhere looks so muddy. Yeah, I don't know where to put my feet now. Yeah. Hey, heart, find it in your heart to forgive me. Forgive me. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me, baby? Yeah, yeah. Can you find it in your heart, find it in your heart to forgive me? Forgive me, yeah. Should I put my foot in my mouth instead of shouting out? I didn't want you, I didn't need it, no. Should I put my foot in my mouth instead of shouting out? I didn't want you, cause I didn't need it. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me, baby? Yeah. Can you find it in your heart, find it in your heart to forgive me?
Yeah, so don't forget, if there's any other artists out there that want to come on the Essence radio station, then please holler, send me an inbox, or Mr. Lee, link up and we'll get you on as soon as we can.
Give me, yeah, yeah. Ah, 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 yeah, yeah. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, follow on here by Chezzy there. When I think of love.
Wow, 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 love came through and I didn't have a clue. Took me by surprise cause I only had a few. And I feel it, yes I do. It's alright. Anytime we're near, everyone wondering the way we steer. Well, it's naturally, officially. For you're so nice, girl, you got the spice. Happiness is all you bring in my life. I can't deny, girl, I tell no lie. It's I need you, girl, I need you, alright. I'm not gonna wait until you're gone. I don't want
on Essence Radio.
Sorry to say, sometimes we have to learn the hard way. Make sure you can afford the price that you have to pay. A track can be what I represent. When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. You hear? You got giant carry bring come. Same time you are carried up. Listen. When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. Look at it. A long time them a want. You never want to listen up. Little you pick up badness. Same not take no talk. So I'm a one. And anybody disrespect, I am dark, I go back. He might talk about him head hot. And him a freeze a heart. Say what? No water reach pumpkin belly. Him no know where it walk. When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. You go giant carry bring come. Same time you are carried up. When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. A long time them a want, but you never want listen up. Better know. Mama and Papa work hard just to send you go to school. Listen to Mama, cause she want you come to something good. So go and learn the golden rule. Instead you sit down one corner with friend. We gonna farm fool. Follow friend. Stick must have broken 9 heels. Why you must have run like mule. When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. You got giant carry bring come. Same time you are carried up. When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. You hear? A long time them a want, but you never want listen to. But every day I see the youth, them have to tell them one thing. So right now, strictly love from the artist. So they say, I want them to love one another. So I say, and care for each other. Because the violence now put there, them on a gun business and all them things. I want them to go to school and learn the golden rule. So I say, education take you far away in life. And I want to also
give thanks to Mr. Lee for the interview tonight.
When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. You got giant carry bring come. Same time you are carried up. When you got trouble for. When trouble never trouble you. A long time them a want, but you never want listen up. Little you pick up badness. Same not take no talk. So I'm a one. And everybody
People always saying the love we have is not worth saving. People always saying the love we have is not worth saving.
So tunes here coming on the Soul Keeper Rhythm 2020.
People always say, people saying you're no good for me. They say you're not the one. Some things they tell me.
Give thanks to all the listeners tonight. Give thanks to all the DJs who took the time out to tune in. It means a lot.
But every single day you give me a new meaning. Showing how much you love me, girl, me I believe in. So I them pretty things they tell me when they're speaking.
Bless up yourself, Ned.
If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. I just wanna be with you. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. Girl, you're all I need. It's like we have a bag of people. Everything we build, them try to wreck it. Them just no want to see we make it. But me and you together and not just so we set it. All we try, them I try, them now go take it. Cause every single day you give me a new meaning. Showing how much you love me, girl, me I believe in. So I don't pretty things I tell me when they're speaking. All I see is you. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. I just wanna be with you. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. Girl, you're all I need. Cause all I did try, them I try, them not gonna get me down. You want me queen, or you feel wear me crown. Keep a smile on your face, girl, me not gonna make you frown. Cause what I put together, let no one break us under. Darling, be strong. Let no one break us down, girl. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. I just wanna be with you. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. Girl, you're all I need. People saying you're no good for me. They say you're not the one. Some things they tell me to make me believe that we don't belong. But every single day you give me a new meaning, showing how much you love me, girl, me I believe in. So I don't pray the things they tell me when they're speaking. All I see is you. Loving you is wrong, baby. All I see is you, oh, girl. You're the one I love and you're the only girl I need. Yes, yes.
How you vibe music, oh, no, 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 you're rising. Said the most I have blessed us, so never yet left us, so yes, them never yet stress us, cause he's the soul keeper, them can't hold I down, you see the most I alone, I give my world a triple crown, yeah, them can't keep I down, we keep burning them with words, powers and sound, can't hold I down, well this a serious thing, this a no me bigger down, yeah, can't hold I down. No. I be like him clear right path right and now some men not just a shot like this out the door. Yeah, him give me that clean hands and a pure in heart. Me up it on the spot again. Me got it clean like a whistle devil. Back away no will shine and will be listen there. None of this one not the most like children but on the ball. And the whole of no listen. Can't hold I down. You see the most I alone I give my with a triple crown, yeah. Them can't keep I down. We keep burning them with words, powers and sound, yeah. Can't hold I down. Well, this a serious business, I know me go down, yeah. Can't hold I down. Can't bring them, can't hold I down. Now time at all. We've been through the storm, through the rain. Thank you for blessing me again. We tried it on the street, we run it through the lane. I bring up your gunshot and it's a rocket on the main, yeah. Father, you carry me through. Well, many I call about the chosen of you. Me no know who are you. But if you have no clean, someone who can't go through, we just tell them. They can't hold lie down. You see the most I alone, I give my bed the gentle crown, yeah. They can't keep I down. We keep burning them with words, powers and sound, joy. Can't hold I down. Well, this a serious business and America down. Why, yeah, you say, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I say I am I shall fear not again. God Jack is with me, is rather this time. I know shall rock you, you know, Jack shall protect I and you're not getting them can't hold I down. You see the most I alone, I give my with the temple crown, yeah. They can't keep I down. We keep burning them with words, powers and sound, joy. Can't hold I down. Well, this a serious business and now me go down. I can't hold will like him clear right path right and now, so when not just a shot like yes of the job. Yeah, him give me a clean hands and a pure in heart. We love it from the start, then blacks again.